And we start with a breaking news update with regards to the Maharashtra Karnataka border controversy. The protests now having taken place outside the Bank of Maharashtra. Pro-Kannada activists tried to protest outside the bank at Gandhinagar in Bengaluru, but the police detained the activists much before they could reach the bank premises, did not allow them to hold protests outside the bank. Security has been beefed up outside the Bank of Maharashtra. Now we're talking about Gandhinagar and several such protests taking place in Maharashtra, in Karnataka the last so many days, and on your screen some of those visuals of those protesters having been detained ahead of an attempt to stage protest outside the Bank of Maharashtra premises in Gandhinagar. Deepak joining us with more details. Deepak, several detentions have taken place. Very tense situation continues to prevail. What's going on in the latest?
Well, as of now, the good news for the common man is that the bus services between Maharashtra and Karnataka have resumed. Police, of course, are providing security at the toll gates and also at the borders to ensure that the common man isn't affected. Like you mentioned, we just saw about 15 to 20 activists who decided to protest outside the Bank of Maharashtra here in Bengaluru's Gandhinagar branch, and the police, of course, having a little bit of information that they would probably protest, were there, and they've detained them, and they've said that as of now, no unplanned protests will be allowed in any part of the state. And even while we saw a couple of days ago a few pro-Kannada activists who had gone from Bangalore to Belagavi, who protested near the border, some of them using the sticks that are meant for the flags to actually hit some of the windows, then blacken some of the number plates of the Maharashtra vehicles, and the situation just not de-escalating. And now we are seeing on the other side of the border multiple instances. Yesterday we saw several places, boards which were in Kannada in Maharashtra being blackened. We saw vehicles being stopped, a lot of drama unfolding. Now, while the politicians, of course, are saying that as of now the border issue is in the Supreme Court, while the matter is sub judice, not to really bring on this issue to the streets, but we could expect these sort of problems or tensions to continue up until the state assembly is concerned. And for the last decade or so, we are seeing this repeatedly happen in especially Belagavi, while protests take place ahead of the assembly winter session, especially when it happens in Suvarna Sauda, which is in Belagavi. And on the 19th of December, of course, we have the winter session that's going to start. Now, another protest is being planned by the Maharashtra Ekikaran Samiti, and that as well, no permission has been given. But despite that, there would be protest and there would be tension that would be there in the build-up to the winter session of the Karnataka Assembly.
Absolutely. And with regards to the ongoing situation, what about the commute for the common man? Deepak, if you can help us understand the border situation as far as their daily commute is concerned, because the last couple of days we saw how buses of Maharashtra were not being allowed inside Karnataka and vice versa. So what's the current situation? Because as the political war of words is underway, these kind of protests are taking place every day.
Yes, now the information that we've got is, be it from Chikodi, Belagavi, or any of the surrounding areas, even from Karwar, some of the buses, like you mentioned, yes, while there were protests that were intensifying, they had decided that they will stop the transport. What they were doing is dropping off passengers at the border. There would be a private vehicle that would help them get to the nearest bus stop near Maharashtra, and then another bus would take them to another destination. But in the last 24 hours, we've seen a lot of issues simmer. But the police are saying that ample protection is going to be given for any of the buses. There's no reason to worry. No permission are being given for protesters as well. As of now, bus services have resumed, and like I mentioned, a welcome sign for the common man who at this point in time does not really want to be affected by this, because we are looking at
were also made that protection will be given to all of those commuters, but these are protests that continue to take place not just within Karnataka but in Maharashtra as well. Back-to-back attempts being made to really rake up the issue, and politically also no solution in sight so far. Stay on with us, Deepak, as Belagavi simmers as well. Pro-Kannada outfit Karnataka Rakshana Vedike also continues to raise the heat. Movement of buses across Karnataka-Maharashtra border like we said, was stopped on the 7th December following protests by activists on both the sides over the border dispute. Activists of the Kannada outfit staged a protest in the latest against Maharashtra and raised pro-Kannada slogans. Let me quickly go across to Tanveer Ahmed joining us on the phone line. Mr. Tanveer Ahmed, what do you make of the current situation? It's an ongoing controversy, but the situation on ground continues to remain tense. A lot of inconvenience coming in for the Aam Aadmi.
Absolutely, because both Maharashtra and Karnataka governments definitely need to understand, because it is an emotional issue. It directly affects and impacts a person who's an Aam Aadmi. Because, you know, what happened recently in Maharashtra when the KSRTC buses, which fly in thousands of numbers from Maharashtra to Karnataka, there were messages written on it, and a couple of buses were attacked, and this is definitely not going to be tolerated neither by Maharashtrians or Kannadigas. So both the governments, rather than playing friendly football, they need to really take out a strong step to resolve this. Otherwise, we are just days away from making this situation worse. There might be violences also on the border area. So, however, people who are protesting, the pro-Kannadiga activists who are protesting outside Maharashtra Bank, it is an emotion of every Kannadiga here in Karnataka that if at all the problem is not resolved, the situation is definitely going to go out of hand.
And no solution in sight, at least what it appears to be in the last couple of days. Thank you for that, Mr. Tanveer Ahmed. Let me go across to Malvika Avinash joining us on the phone line as well. Malvika Avinash, several questions being asked, especially of the BJP, as to if it has so much say both in Karnataka and Maharashtra. What is stopping them from at least bringing in interim relief? All we hear from the BJP leaders is that the matter is with the courts and the courts will come out with a solution.
No, it is true that the matter is before the court, and we didn't go to court. It is Maharashtra government which has gone to court. It is the Maharashtra government which refused to abide by the Mahajan committee order also. You see, one must understand that the state's reorganization was done in an extremely scientific manner and several years ago, and Belagavi has been part of Karnataka based on that. And, now for Maharashtra to even rake it up as a matter of passion is really uncalled for. However, it has happened, and there are pro-Kannada also irked by the fact that Maharashtra and Shiva Sena are speaking about this. Done. Let us wait for the court to order. Karnataka government is very, very clear that it will not concede even an inch of Karnataka to Maharashtra, and we have gone to the court.
But that's the larger question, Ms. Avinash, that till the time the court comes out with the final word, are we going to continue looking at these protests? Is the situation going to be allowed to get escalated to this an extent? I'm going to have to leave it at that with you. Thank you for joining us on the phone line here on Times Now. Let me quickly take in a word from Mr. Majid Memon as well. Mr. Memon, what do you make of this? Because several in the opposition now coming out to say that, an attempt can be made at least to bring in interim relief. But on the other side, the BJP maintains that it is the opposition parties that are keeping this border issue potballing.
There is a political motivation in keeping this controversy raging and escalating from day to day. Unfortunately, both Maharashtra as well as Karnataka authorities, the chief ministers respectively of both the states, in fact,
So we don't have a very clear audio line with you. We'll reconnect with you later in the day. But yes, these are the kind of protests, mock funerals, spray paints being used on several Maharashtra number plates as well. So all of that is happening in both the states, remember. Several political reactions coming in. Let's play them out.
Even as tensions between Karnataka and Maharashtra remain escalated at this point, bus services from Maharashtra have not been restored to Karnataka yet. We're reporting from a bus right now that in fact was stopped at the Shinoli border itself, not going beyond into Karnataka. And we're going to try and speak to a few passengers here and understand from them the kind of struggle that they've had to face as a result of this. How difficult was it for you to come till here?
We have to make a personal arrangement to come up to the border and then catch a bus, go to Maharashtra wherever we are working. It's very difficult for job people, who are doing daily up and down. It's very difficult for them to manage this. Our family members are worried. In the morning it's okay, there is lots, but now it's winter season. It's getting so dark in very early itself. So while coming up, people are worried, and I just hope that the issues get sorted.
Actually, when we come regularly, we come at a stretch. Directly from the bus stop we climb and then we get down. But here now we have to change it twice. Once before the border in Karnataka, and then we have to get down and then walk to the distance in Maharashtra, and then again we have to take a bus to the stop. So instead of half an hour, it will take 1.5 or 2 hours. And I am a businesswoman, so it doesn't make a problem. But if there are teachers who go regularly, so they cannot reach to their school in time. And sometimes if the buses there also are not regular, so they have to look for the lift and then they have to go to the school. So for the general public, actually it is causing a trouble.
No, madam, we have stopped all 214 operating buses, sir. So we are planning for stop all the buses today. Madam, definitely. अभी क्या है वो मैरिज का सीजन भी चल रहा है और सौदत्ती और इधर गोडची यात्रा भी आ रहा है. महाराष्ट्र से लोग आता है, उसको तकलीफ हुआ है अभी ट्रैवल करने के लिए. हम इधर से निपाणी तक बस छोड़ रहे हैं. एवरेज का बेलगाम को 50 to 60,000 पैसेंजर्स आ रहे जा रहे हैं इधर. उसको सबको तब तकलीफ हो रहा है मैडम. तो नॉर्मल होए तो ऑपरेशन स्टार्ट करता है कल से, लेकिन ऐसा ही टेंस रहे तो नहीं स्टार्ट करता है.